or don't drink too much fluid that will make you want to go out, because they don't allow you to go out, and we don't want you to embarrass yourself. Then the phones are not allowed in or around the exam room. That one is already it's in your timetable. And this is extremely important because today with the advent of technology, the whole night. Then by morning you can't even keep your eyes open. There's a story I remember tell of a student who was my student in the school I taught, and was one of the best students in the school. So we don't know what happened. The exam began and he was nowhere to be seen. They don't allow you to enter the exam room. So that was an era where the phones were not yet very many like now. The border borders were very few. So they got a good street and good enough. They knew the home was not very far from the school. So they got a good street and ran to their home and go and check to find out whether he is okay. When they reached home, he used to... So by the time he reached the exam room, he was still putting on the shirt and we served him. But he didn't even do well that exam because he was... These candidates, Buyera Secondary School has registered 823 candidates. The majority are boys. I don't have the figures, but the girls is also about 60% are boys, about 40% are girls. This is the first group we are sitting under the new lower secondary school curriculum, and so we had to take them through the do's and don'ts. We had to warn them against malpractice, and also told them that malpractice is very, very dangerous and costly, because if you are caught in a mistake in one paper, they will cancel the whole exam. In fact, they can even cancel the whole center, all the candidates in the center, or they can even withdraw the center or suspend it. Whenever a student is caught in a mistake, the whole school administration is summoned to UNEB by the security committee of UNEB to answer questions. So, but this year, you remember, we are also sitting with students under the old curriculum, but in Buyera doesn't have any students who are repeating or who missed under the old curriculum. So we are only having a new curriculum. So all our 823 are under the new secondary school curriculum. Today we gave them their timetables, we read for them the rules and regulations. We also asked them to clear with the school authorities to make sure they have their documents ready, personal documents, to make sure they have also paid their school dues, and to make sure they have examination card. This exam is beginning on Monday. It's beginning with mathematics paper 1 and the chemistry paper 1, and then to continue like that. So we feel we have done our job. The teachers have done their job. We have given them what they needed to know. And of course, this year the grading system is going to change from the usual D1 distinctions, credits and passes and the Fs, to now grade A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G being the worst and A being the best. So a student who will have excelled is one who will have scored the A's. That means that if you get an A, it's like the equivalent of getting a D1. So we expect them to perform well when the results come back next year. We have done our part as a school administration and as teachers to facilitate the teachers and also the learners. However, we have a challenge. Many of them have not cleared the school dues. We've been tolerating them because we didn't want them to miss. So we have appealed to them to appeal to their parents to make sure they clear school fees before Monday, so that we don't push them out of the exam room, or we don't, because you have to be cleared by the school if you are to access an exam room. If the school doesn't give you clearance, you can't enter. But also, if you sit without completing your fees, you cannot get your results on SMS. The school will retain the results and you have to pay before you get results. Of course, the learner will miss, the parent will miss, but at the end of the day, they will still have to pay the money. So we are advising them that the best thing, the school has been good to them, has allowed them to study without completing fees up to the end. So it is a high time that they also did pay their school fees to enable the school to run the exams smoothly. Assumption, we are still learning a lot of things about the new curriculum, even us as schools. But our assumption currently, because remember, under this curriculum is what we call continuous assessment, CA. 20% of the marks are compiled by the school, and these are out of the tests they do from senior 1 to senior 4. Every time you get you record the marks and put it in a computer enable portal, enter it in the enable portal. Now what that means is that if you fail this year, certainly you're not going to use I don't see them using the same results of last year of senior 1, 2 or continuous assessment scores. It implies, we don't know what exactly the UNEB will come up with, the government, but the assumption now is that for you to sit, you should have marks of senior 1, 2, 3, and 4. This year they're lucky, they have been exempted. This year they're only considering senior 3 and senior 4. 5 terms. Senior 3 term 1, 2, 3, senior 4 term 1 and 2. That term is not there. Then senior 3, the current senior 3, actually we have already begun entering their results in UNEB portal, because those ones, they are required to have their results from, I think, I'm not sure, I'll cross check, but for them they should have their results from senior 1, because they have time. The teachers have time to enter the results and compile the scores, and the students also have time for they call them activities of integration and project work. So the assumption is that if you fail, then you have to go back, because you have to have 20%. Without 20%, you cannot be graded. Yeah. So that's why we assume that if you fail, then you have to go back to senior 1. Yeah, but we are to be guided by the government or Ministry of Education and UNEB. In the unlikely event that someone does not make it, if they repeat, what happens? But under the current regime, it is implied that you have to go back to senior 1 because you need coursework assessment scores. Our learners against fraudsters, because today with the technology today and the artificial intelligence, it is very, very easy to type a paper and it looks like a real UNEB paper. So what we have cautioned them is against fake papers on the streets, because I'm sure this weekend there will be people selling fake papers. Some even send them from maybe Kampala or the central region and other places. So we want to warn the parents, caution the parents to talk to their children and not to get tempted to buy fake papers, because to disorganize them. UNEB nowadays is very strict. It's very difficult for fake papers to leak. So we want the students to trust the knowledge they have. In any case, under the new curriculum, the questions are very indirect. It is, you have to interpret the question, they are not direct. Everybody may have a different interpretation because they give you a scenario. They call them scenario questions. So if you were this and this and that and that, what would you do? Then some papers have been subjects. Some papers have been merged for some subjects, like English language. Now it no longer has paper 1 and paper 2, it has paper 1. And other subjects also, I think science, they have also reduced it to 2 papers, practical and 1 paper, like that. Those are some of the changes, but like I told you, we are all on a learning curve. We are yet to see these papers. We are also going to see them for the first time. So when we see them, then we shall be better informed about them.